The Patreon pick this week, as requested by Lovskin, was the 2010 film Slow Torture Puke Chamber.
Fuck you, buddy. Fuck
Tanner
you.
and or Nico, which one of you guys wants to give the plot synopsis?
I mean, what plot? What you see on the can is what you're getting here.
The plot is fuck you, that's what.
I gotta say,
Maybe
though,
the audience doesn't know.
it was rather lacking in the chamber. There wasn't much of that, but there was it was a slow film. There was a lot of puking. Not much torture, but a decent amount.
It was tells that we are trapped in the chamber being tortured.
Yeah.
Tanner, do you have any fun facts for this film?
Yeah, fun fact. Fuck you.
There we go. This is the theme. F minus.
F minus.
F minus.
I'm also currently sitting at an F minus.
But who knows? Maybe our
Currently.
opinions will change as the discussion unfolds.
What discussion? It's women puking and fucking pissing on themselves and fucking blood and stupid
There are some
shit.
parallels. The point, I think the idea behind this film, I mean, this is some artsy fartsy bullshit that I was trying to do with it.
I don't think it is. The guy's in jail for like sexual crimes. I think he's just a creep.
I think the intention of it is to be, and not saying that it actually is. I mean, it's still some fetishist guy. That's just his cope, potentially. I'm not defending this fucking movie. I give it an F minus. Let's not get it twisted here. I'm just saying that's why maybe they were going for. And I think the idea is like the main girl, who we see vomiting a lot, is supposed to be like training or something the fucking new girl that's pissing or something, or they're like mirror parallels between each other, and some guy like he just keeps taking in these women and torturing them, and it's like an endless cycle. I think they like share a name. It's supposed to be like some repetition of her being trapped in hell or something, and her descent into hell.
How the fuck do you draw that from what happened in this movie?
I was gonna say, you put so much more thought than all of us combined times 3, Jackson. What the fuck, my guy?
We gotta have something to talk about this fucking movie, don't we?
We don't need to.
Yeah, so why do we all think this movie is an F minus? Well, there's very little substance, I should say. It's an insanely hard to watch movie. This is easily the hardest to watch movie I think we've seen so far, second to Cuties, and we've got all sorts of nefarious shit. Women vomiting blood and then drinking that and then vomiting it again. Girls pissing into fucking cups, self-pleasuring themselves with crucifixes.
I don't need to be reminded, quite
personally,
frankly.
Personally, the pissing was my favorite part. It was a nice levity to the film.
Yeah, it was a great little reprieve watching the girl piss in her mouth or like in a clear box or something. Every time she was on screen, I was like, hell yeah, man, hell yeah.
No more vomit for a while.
Yeah, but, and then like the last half an hour is just some fucking psychedelic trip of some dude, gutting a pregnant woman, for the lack of a better word, and then taking the baby out, and then blending it, and then eating the baby, and then vomiting into the blender, and then drinking the vomit and the baby, and then vomiting that out, and just kind of like that cycle just repeats for a while. The baby looked terrible, looked like a big fucking like gummy bear. Yeah. This movie is insanely low budget. It's very poorly mixed. Like, just from like a production standpoint, this movie's fucking terrible. I guess like the acting for the women's side maybe was fine. I mean, they were sure vomiting, gotta give it credit there. They were doing a great job puking that shit up.
Yeah, I really believe they were fucking whores.
Mm-hmm.
I think the director is just like a rapist, and he was using I'm making a movie as a very bad excuse to rape these women on camera.
This may have been the most boobs we've seen in a movie so far. That's the positive. Also, have we seen bare vagina in the movie yet?
I think so.
We saw a lot of it in this one, which is basically like softcore porn.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally just a girl, like, we see insertion. We see, like, the first scene, it's like a dude pissing blood into a girl or something. It's fucking foul.
Yeah.
This movie is, it's hard to watch. Nico was not in the room for half of it. Dylan had his headphones off and was looking at the floor for half of it. Tanner and I were similar. We're kind of just, like, averting our gaze for most of it, gagging a lot. It was a great time, It was a fun bonding experience. It's the first movie we've all seen and we watched together at the same time in quite some time.
Yeah, some good trauma bonding happening there. I remember as we were watching the movie, I was kind of concocting like some sort of thoughts for what this shit could possibly represent, like Jackson. was drawing some fucking parallels between like the things that were happening in the film and like the story they were telling about that girl's like upbringing with her dad fucking raping her and shit like that. I don't remember enough of it at this point though to really give much of a detailed explanation for that though.
Facts. I mean, there's not a ton to give.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, the movie does make me feel bad for the girl that's going through all this bullshit. It is legit, like, not saying this is like verbatim what happens in real life, but like, it is pretty common, you know, a girl gets fucking raped by her father, the mom throws her under the bus for that, but like, oh, you were seducing him or something, it has to be your fault, when she just can't cope with the fact that her husband's a rapist.
Yeah.
And then they just go down a really bad path in life, and that's not an uncommon thing to have happen, unfortunately. And this movie attempts to portray that. Obviously, it portrays it incredibly poorly and with very little respect for the subject matter, so I don't really give it many props for that. Anyways, that was Slow Torture Puke Chamber. Any final closing thoughts?
Not very good. I think that, you know, we definitely need to exercise our ability to just veto films a little bit more often.
I disagree. This was a movie.
This was a movie of all time.
I'm
Fuck you, Lucifer
I'm
Valentine.
staying at the F-.
This is by far the worst movie we've seen ever.
Yeah, I would definitely prefer watching a Serbian film like 5 times in a row over watching this shit once again. It was some truly desperate, foul shit.
I dread the day we ever encounter something that we will consider worse than this.
Supposedly, this is the worst of the trilogy because this is the finale of a trilogy. Apparently the first one, I mean, all of them are bad, but like the first one supposedly actually has like a plot you can follow, which is cool. So I'm excited to pick that one.
Dylan, are you sticking at an F-?
Why would I change it?
I know,
Yeah, we've had some riveting discussion here.
Oh, I didn't hear any of
Fucking
it.
facts, dude. He dissociated.
Yeah, he turned his
I
headphones
can't.
off.
I couldn't. Yeah, I thought I'd completely forgotten, and then you guys started talking about it, and I can't go through that again.
He started having Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah, just for context for the audience here, go watch our review of The Sadness, and you'll understand why this hit Dylan pretty hard. This is a fucking hard to watch movie, and I'm glad we'll never have to talk about it again.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be our go-to movie to reference in other reviews, though. So
What? Who the hell made the Cuties? I would associate this more with a Serbian film. Who the fuck said this is second to Cuties?
Jackson.
no one did.
No, Jackson did.
Cuties is so fucked, bro. I hate that movie. I
don't
hate
know,
it so much.
I hate Serbian film more than Cuties, to be quite frankly.
Yeah, I think Cuties is much funnier than either of these films.
Yeah, I think Cuties is funnier than them, but also it's a bunch of fucking tweens twerking and being creepy. That shit's fucking disgusting.
Obviously, it's
True.
disgusting. I'm just saying it's funnier.